Good evening and happy Monday. I hope everybody had a very nice Christmas. Ed and I, it was just the two of us, so we had a very quiet Christmas. We're not going to be able to celebrate Christmas with our kids until the middle of January, so I still have time to do some shopping. Anyway, I am Julie with Creations by Julie. I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to be with me tonight. This is Monday, so I'm going to do some Magnolia stencils and talk about Magnolia a little bit. If you're new and if you have any questions, just put them in the comments and I will go back and answer them, or private message me if you want to know about Magnolia design stencils and ink, and they have all the supplies you would need. Also, if you see the little red button up there, it means you've caught me live, but if that button is not there, you're watching the replay. If you will go and put in the comments #replay, your name is eligible to be drawn and put in our blessing bag. Ed is behind the camera tonight, so all of you, when you join, tell us hi, comment a lot, because the more you comment, ooh, that was a good cha-ching. The more you comment, the more chance it is to have your name put in our blessing bag.
Carrie Marie said hi, Julie.
Hi, Carrie. We were back up to, I don't know, almost 80 today. The air conditioner's been running for 2 days, so it's crazy here.
Kathy Edie said, pray you and Ed had a great Christmas.
We did. We had a very quiet Christmas, but that sometimes makes it great, doesn't it? But we're healthy, we're well, so that makes it really nice. But when you comment, he's going to pick 3 names just randomly throughout the comments, and your name will go in our blessing bag. Next Monday, actually, which is going to be January the 3rd? Let's see, the 1st is Saturday. Oh, well, I'll have to check it. He's trying to make hand signals to me, and I don't get those sometimes. Let me check and make sure we are live, and then I'm going to give him the phone so he can scroll through the comments.
I can't see them on this.
Yeah, there we are. Okay, I've got it turned
Carrie
down.
Marie says 30 degrees in Vermont.
Oh goodness, ice and snow. Oh, Karen, they're hot in Florida. Yeah, we're actually supposed to get a cold front coming through, I believe, Sunday. And then they're talking about down in the 30s by Monday or Tuesday. But I like cold weather, so that's good. But anyway, if you're watching the replay, you also have a chance to have your name put in our blessing bag. We do that every live. There's at least 3 from the comments. I pick one person who does #replay, and then if you push the little SHARE button, put it on your page for your friends to see, and then come back and tell me that you did, your name goes in the bag twice. And then once a month, the 1st of every month, we draw, and I will send you a box of crafting supplies. Okay, so let's talk about Magnolia for just a second. First, let me show you the stencil that, if you were with me last week and we did Magnolia, you know how much trouble I had trying to get the ink off the stencil. I want you to know, can they see down here, or do you need to go down? I want you to know, and I was able to clean the stencil. Now you'll see that it still has some black ink on it. Black and red, and ink especially, might stain your stencil, but if you'll notice, all the clear white parts are, I could take it off of here and show you, but if you can see through them, then your stencil is still very usable. So see, you can see through those and still read it. So I could still use the stencil. It does not
just a little worse
hurt.
for the wear.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt that it's got a little bit of ink on the paper itself, the mesh. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that it can be done. Hopefully tonight will go better. I'm not using ink, I'm using paste. And what we're going to do tonight is something for Valentine's. If you're not used or haven't heard much about Magnolia designs.
Kathy sprinkled you.
Thank you, Kathy.
And Carrie Marie did.
Thanks a lot, ladies. That really helps me, and hopefully will build my numbers and audience. But I got involved in Magnolia Design Stencils because I was looking for a way to make my own signs for my wreaths. And then once I started doing it, I just got hooked. It's so simple. It's so easy. A child can do it. And they have so many stencils that I loved. And they have surfaces also, but you don't have to use their surfaces. You can use the regular wood, make your own boards. You can buy a chalkboard. It was originally meant to go on chalkboards because of the fact that you can use it for a holiday and not seal it, and it's dry and you can't rub it off your chalkboard, but then you can take a wet rag and wash it off and do another holiday. It's not permanent unless you seal it on the chalkboards. Wood and fabrics are not quite as forgiving, but I have taken wood and washed it off if I have waxed the paint ahead of time. So anyway, we're going to do something Valentine, and I'm going to use, this is a surface from Magnolia, but it's white, but it's a chalkboard surface. And it's meant, it comes with a little stand. It's meant to go either up and down this way or this way. You can use it either way. Tonight, I think we're going to do double-sided. These make great gifts because I'm going to put a Valentine stencil, which I think I'm going to do Be My Valentine, on one side. The other side, I'm going to use a stencil from, I think they're called Christian Love Quads. And what it is, they're about 5 by 5. This is about a 5 by 7. And this is the scripture verse, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 8. But I'm only going to use the last part of it, but it comes in 4 parts. I'm only going to use the love never fails. Can be used year round, so that, you know, you got Valentine's on one side, and then the Bible verse on the other side, part of the Bible verse. Okay, and of course they're reusable, and I've used these a couple of times. The first thing you want to do is write on the back of what it is, so that when you take it and you clean it, you know what side on the stencil. So the first thing we're going to do, though, is do the Valentine one, and this one was called, I think I just cut a few, Valentine Words. It's actually a 12 by 18, but you can see there's a lot of, I cut it in half so it wouldn't be so big for me to store. There's a lot, you get a lot of words, and you can just make all kinds of things, signs and things to go in your tiered trays because they're smaller words. But I think I'm going to use the Be My Valentine and these little hearts. So when you get a new stencil, the first thing you want to do, of course, if they're like this, is cut it apart. And I'm going to use these little hearts too. So I'm just going to cut them. And I'm going to mark so I know the back side of it. And then, I mean, you could, as soon as you get them, you could cut them all up if you want to. I'm going to cut that off. You might as well go ahead and cut the X's and the O's. So I'm going to do the B.
Miss Jones Watson.
Miss Jo Taylor?
Taylor.
Hey, Miss Jo. Alright, and Valentine. And I'm going to show you at the end, once this dries, how easy it is to wash off, because I can re-stencil it.
Brenda Bracken says, good evening.
Hi, Brenda. I bet it's cold where you are, too. Everybody gets the cold stuff but us, it seems like.
Brenda says I'm late, took down my Christmas stuff.
Oh, well, my stuff in the house is going to stay up till the middle of January when the kids come. We did take down our stuff in the yard today and put it up. Oh, there's my, I need my. But I have just 2 small little trees over in my bay window, and you know, I decorated the rest of the house just with the trees and stuff that I had made last month, the mantle. And but I mean, I like Christmas lights anyway. Okay, so I mean, this has love, potion, bug, true, cutie, honey, smooch, soulmate, kisses, sweet, hugs, ever after, snuggle. So you can make sentences and make your own signs, this is a good stencil to have, but it's a big one, you have to cut it up. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just mark the back of these before I pull them off, so that I know, number one, it's the back and which one to put it on. And I'm going to use a new color. We'll see how well it shows up on this white. But I just got it in and opened it up. It's a kind of a sparkly, it's called glittering red, so we'll see. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is figure out where I want him on my board. And when you put it in the stand, see, it takes up the bottom part a little bit. So I want to make sure, and I'm just going to take a little bitty piece of masking tape to tell me not to go below that with my words. Because if you do, then they're going to be underneath, you know, on your board. So I don't want to go any lower than that. So I'm going to figure out, I think I want Be Mine, Be My, Valentine. And I'm going to do them all the same color, so I probably can put them all on at one time. I thought I wanted to put these on there, but I think I may put a little bow, so I may do that one on that one. So then pull them off your backing slip. This is the first time I've used these, so just so that it doesn't stick so hard to my surface, I want to fuzz it a little bit. This is our fuzzing cloth. You don't have to use the fuzzing cloth. You can use a dish towel. You can use your clothes. A lot of people just put it on their clothes and just, you know, 2 or 3 times. And I believe that has a little string I need to cut
Brenda
off.
Sherry says hello from Nebraska.
Hi, Brenda. Thank you for joining us. All right. So I'm going to just put my B. Try to get it straight. The great thing about it is if I mess up, if I don't get it straight, then I just wash it off, because this is chalkboard. I have used chalkboards from Walmart. I have used chalkboards from Hobby Lobby, and I've even used the chalkboards from Dollar Tree, and they work fine. I even took some wood and painted it with the chalkboard paste, and it worked fine, and I was able to wash it off when I was finished. Okay. So let's see. Those aren't exactly the same. These are those really thin, what are they called? Raydun, I believe. Letters. Okay, I'm going to come down with that one and try to get the bottom of it, because you can't go by the size of the square. I'm just trying to line it up on the bottom here. Close enough, I think. And you can see my squares are not lined up, but I'm trying to line up the bottom of the words here. And I'm just going to make sure there's no bubbles. And then I'm going to put Valentine across the bottom. Just set these aside, because once I wash those, I will put them back on there after they're dry. And I'm going to show you again. Hopefully it works better this time as to how you would clean your stencils. Because you can use these stencils, they say up to 10 to 12 times if you take care of them.
I think he left it a little too long.
Yeah, and it was ink. Ink does stain more than the paste does too. And I did it first, and then I did my teal color. And I should have done it the other way around. Okay, so I'm going to put Valentine. Right there. Okay. I'm just going to twist that, because it's when I do the other side, it'll be the same thing. Okay, so this is the glittering red. And you know it's paste because it has a black lid. The ink has a white lid. Ooh. Must have had it turned on its side. So when you get, see that's been laying on its side. So you're just going to take it and stir it. If it's too thick, you want it kind of like Cool Whip or icing or, you know, like that. If it's too thick, you can add a little bit of water. Some people say make sure you use distilled water, which I do. Other people say that's not Magnolia's rule, that that's another company, that you don't have to use distilled water in this concoction and the way they put it together, but I do. We have distilled water here for Ed's breathing machine all the time anyway, so it's no problem. All right, see, that's a good consistency, and I'm going to do the whole thing the same color, and we'll see how well it shows up. Let me wash my little stick because I'll have to stir my black and stuff in a minute too. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little on here and then just lightly, you don't want to push real hard because you don't want it going underneath your lettering, but it's so quick and easy. You just make sure everywhere you see white that you've covered it, and then you go back over it and pick up the excess. But I can put my excess on these letters. So it doesn't take much at all. And then you just put the rest of it back in your, you could do all three of these of a different color. You do want to cover your paste back up. They say once a month you need to stir your paste to keep it from getting hard. But if you ever open it and it's hard, you just take some water and put in it. Okay, then I'm going to pick these up. And there's that one. I have a pan of water. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water. You don't really want to pull. These are real small stencils, so I could pull just from the corner, but I usually just pull the corner to get it started and then either pull from one side or the top. Okay. So there's that. Now, had I touched the board, I could just take water and wash it off. So there's that. See, I could have put my Be My closer together, but once this dries, I could actually probably fit those two little hearts right there. I didn't think about my words being so far apart, but they are kind of at the end. But you could put you could even decorate it with something like this. You could put a heart there. But I want to set this aside and let it dry for just a minute because we're going to turn it over and put this on the other side. So I wanted to show you, let me get a rag. Where's my rag? Dropped it in the floor. I want to get these out of the water and show you, hopefully, how easy they are to clean. But I just have them in a little pan of water. Normally I take them to my sink, but I just have this little pan of water. But see, you're just going to take it and just rub. And you see that one's really clean already without doing anything else. You want to lay it on a dish towel or something, sticky side up. So this is more like how they clean. I mean, this was quick and easy. Paste does clean easier than the ink. And this wasn't red or black, it was kind of a pink color. So you just run it under water, put it in a pan of water, and leave it till you're through with your project, and then just put your hands over it, wash it off, and then lay it upside down. And then what you want to do, let me get my squeegee out of there and clean it too. You want to let it dry with a sticky side up, but what reactivates the sticky is you use a Clorox wipe. You also can use the Clorox wipes, don't use a baby wipe, just use it Clorox or anything that's the disinfecting wipes. Doesn't have to be the Clorox brand.
Karen Hunter said paste is so much easier than ink.
Oh yeah, it is. And if you get to it quick. Then you're just gonna, this is the back side of it. So I'm just gonna kind of wipe the Clorox wipe across it. That activates that sticky. So when it's totally dry, then I will put it on my my little paper. But now you can use, if you still have a little bit on the front, you can use the Clorox wipe on the front also. But you want to let them dry, sticky side up.
Faith Harrison Guyboat says so. Oh, hi Julie.
Hi Faye, thank you for joining us tonight. We're working with Magnolia Design Stencils. Okay, so can you just set this over there, Ed? Or just pull it to the front right there. That's good. Just so they don't touch each other. Okay, now just to make sure this one's dry, I'm going to just hit it with a little bit of heat for a minute. Chalk paste dries very fast. Now this is a pretty pink, and you probably can't tell, but it does have a glitter look to it. I just don't want it to be wet when I flip it over. So do y'all have any questions about Magnolia? I will tell you, turn that down a little bit. Right now till the end of the year, you can get any of the Halloween, the fall, or the Christmas stencils for 20% off. So if you saw a stencil I used for Christmas and you're interested in it, now's the time to get it, because some of them will be retired and won't be back next year. But that started today and runs through the 31st. I will tell you one that was very, very popular, and I did not order it until today, was the Polar Express train. That was very popular, so that might be one you want to grab. And I put the link to my website at the top of my page. Okay, all right, that's plenty dry enough. So we're just going to flip it over. See, it's going to be...
Bracken says you need to check out the DT Woods cutouts.
DT Woods?
DT Wood cutouts for Valentine's.
Oh, I'll have to...
She shared a
Okay, she
video
put the
with it.
link or something?
She shared a video.
Oh, okay. There's another one that I was going to tell y'all. I haven't used them yet. I just ordered 2 for Easter. And she worked, I don't know if she's Scott Waterman's sister, but her name is Angie, and it's from watermansloft.com, and the name of her business is Brushes and Paint or something like that. But she's selling the wood cutouts and stencils to make the eyes and the ears, and so I've got 2 of them coming. I'll let you, we're going to do one of them live. What?
She says Dollar Tree.
What's Dollar Tree?
Well,
That company that she was selling?
Yeah.
Oh, they sell it at Dollar Tree?
I guess.
Oh, I'll have to look at that.
I could have made a mistake, but that's what I understand.
I'll go back and look. Okay, so we're going to turn this one over, and I'm going to use this Love Never Fails. Now, I have used it before, but I'm going to go.
Brenda Shuri says craft deals are great for wood cutouts.
Now, I have ordered from there. I believe that's where I ordered some of my frames and stuff, is from there. Usually, and I'll tell you what I do, girls. Usually, I will order one, like I ordered some hearts, and I've ordered pumpkins, and I think I ordered a cross, and then I might order 2 of them from those places, and then I say, here, Ed, here's your pattern. I want this cut out. So that really helps. Okay, I'm gonna fuzz it for a minute because it's pretty sticky. And it just says Love Never Fails. So you could give this as a gift, and they could, one side of it use for Valentine, and then turn it over and use this the rest of the year. So I'm gonna do it in black, and I may add those little hearts in red, we'll see. All right, so just a couple of times. I want to make sure I don't go down very low. And I want to do it low enough, though, that if I decide to put a bow, or something on it. Alright, let's see. Maybe if I move over a little bit, then I'll have room to put these little hearts up here in the corner. I think that's what I'll do. So you just put it on there. I say I feel something underneath there, and it's just a little bitty something, probably fuzz. But you just put it where you want it, and it's repositionable. You just pick it up. I've got a little bubble right there. It's still pretty sticky. But these are awesome to make your own signs. And they even have the alphabet. At Christmas I made several of the leaner boards. I don't put those on my Etsy shop because it would cost a fortune to mail them. But I made them for gifts. Okay, this one says love never fails, and I'm just going to do it in black. So I'm going to open my black, and it may need stirred pretty good. And I'm going to stir it up. Can you see this is I don't think this needs water though. It's pretty good. They say once a month take all your paste out and stir them. I've done it a time or two, but I don't do it once a month. I just haven't found the time, especially in the last few months. But I think that consistency is okay. I did put like little flakes paste everywhere though. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit larger squeegee because I'm just going to do this whole thing in black. You know what, I might do the scripture in red since I'm going to put the hearts on it. I think I'll do that. So there I go. I went and used my black first, but I can get it off pretty quick.
Don't ever learn, do you?
Yeah, it takes me a few times maybe. But all I'm going to do with the red is the verse and the hearts, and they're not on there. So you just get your excess off. All right, let me open my red. And all I'm going to do is take the little one. It's a little thicker, but I don't want to take the time to stir it right now. I want to get this on here. So I just did the scripture in red for now. And then I'm gonna, this is just kind of the reveal. You always like to see when you pull it off. Okay, there's that one. And I'm gonna put it in my water.
Hold that up where we can see it.
Okay. And you can tell I moved it over just a little bit this way because I want to dry it, and then I'm going to put the hearts up here in red. But I do need to get my stir stick and add a little bit of water to my red. But I want to get that black in the water. And I'll take it out in a minute, we'll see. See how easy that black is to get off that. But let me put just a little, you just get a squirt bottle, put a little water in there, and I'm done with the black, so I'm going to close it up. Now they say that you can squirt water in there and then put the lid on it and let it set for a while, and it helps. This looks a little lumpy, but it's supposed to reactivate once you stir it good. But I think I've had this red a good while. So I'm just going to stir it.
Like me.
These things of paint, I believe, are about $10 or $11. It's like a 2 or 3 ounce thing, but now they last a long time. Okay, I think that's probably enough. Okay, let's put this over here. Can you just hand me a paper towel this time, maybe? And let me get this one out of here and see if I can clean it pretty good.
You did it wet?
No. I could probably have used this one.
Kathy, you said you make it look so easy.
It is very easy. Kathy, sorry y'all, I'm just wiping this black off. I want to show you. I gave several stencils and stuff to at the time she was 11, my granddaughter, and she took them home and they were flowers and she could do it, no problems. All right, see, I'm going to get probably most of that black off like that, but I put it on paper, so hopefully it doesn't stick. And I'm just going to dip it down in the water again. So see, that came off pretty good. It might still have just a little bit of you can read it on my paper towel. It says love never fails. Okay, then I'm going to wipe the back of it.
Karen Hunter says, I love working with the paste. The ink stresses me out. Worried I'll mess it up.
Yeah, I have actually done a couple of t-shirts and got ink. I'm a messy crafter, and a lot of times I will take a newspaper and put it down over the edges because, you know, I just liable to drop a big clunk of ink on the t-shirt and it not be where you want it. But so I haven't really done a whole lot of I've done quite a few dish towels and put on my Etsy shop in the ink, but I don't have too many colors in the ink either. Most of the dish towels I've done, I think, were done in black. So I don't have as much experience with the ink, and I don't enjoy, I'm like you, I don't enjoy the ink as much because I originally got into this for signs, and you would use the paste for the signs. So, okay, I dried that off pretty good. Okay, let's go back. Let me hit this with the heat gun for just a minute. My favorite thing is chalkboards and stuff because I know if I mess this up, I can just wipe it off. Or if I get some black ink right here, I can just wipe it off and just do it again. I just want to make sure that's dry.
That's what Karen says. She likes the paste because if I mess it up, I just strip it off and try again.
That's right. Even if you're working with wood, you just sand
it's
it,
important
paint it.
to wax the wood.
Yes. Now, when you paint your wood, you do want to put a layer of wax before you put your stencil on, because the purpose of that is, these stencils are really sticky. It's not so bad with chalkboard, but if you painted it, then the sticky pulls up your paint if you're not careful. So I'm going to put these little hearts right here. And that's what I'm not going to push down real hard on that green part that's over my E, because I don't want it pulling up my E. All right, I'm going to see if I can just put a little bit of red right here. And I haven't ventured out with making, there's a lot you can do with these. I mean, I haven't ventured into 5 or 6 colors on a stencil. I'm just satisfied doing the easy things. Okay, there we go. And of course, you see, you can't see how black my water is over here, but it's pretty black, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to rub this stencil with my hands and rinse that paste off of it. See how quick it wiped off? Now I'm gonna get another Clorox wipe and wipe the back. I like to clean my stencils as I go. I don't like a lot of them left in the water.
Brenda sure says I like to ink for the first time just because it's something to practice on and throw it away if you mess it up.
True, and that's what I did with a couple of dish towels. I just didn't put them on my Etsy shop, and I just left them here for my coffee bar.
She said her granddaughter could do it. Just make sure the stencil is down and really good, and keep your hands clean.
Yeah, and they have to learn not to push really hard. I use several stencil types, and I'm going to show y'all. I don't know if you are familiar with essential stencils. I use a lot of those for my sons too, and I'm going to show you some of those later this next year. But I really like working with those. But these you don't have as much bleed through as you possibly could with the others because it's the open stencils that you actually pounce and stuff. Okay, so
Carrie Marie says, I want to make signs for my wreaths too, and I believe I like this better than trying to figure out a circuit machine.
oh god, yeah, the Cricut. Yeah,
Cricut.
This is very, very simple. And Carrie, you know, I've got some different things on my in my Etsy store that if you want to just try it, or click on that link, then find you a stencil and a basic color paste. You don't have to buy their surfaces. You can use your own wood or whatever. One of my favorite ones is the cross that has the scripture on it. But check out their stencils. I love their stencils. And you might want to look into being a creator. The kit is only $69 plus tax, and there is no monthly quota, which is another thing I loved about them. You work at your own pace. If you sell it, you sell it. If you just make it for yourself, you save 35% if you're a creator. So where the ink is normally like $11, you get it for like, I think it's $7 or something like that. And there's a $10.99 a month, but that pays for your website. I don't do anything with my website. They take care of everything. They mail the stencils, they take the money, they do all of it. And then you just get a commission off that. So just check into it, and if you have any questions, message me. But they just have tons and tons of stencils. And like I said, right now, the ones that they fall, Halloween, and Christmas are 20% off. Okay, so that's the one side. And what I had thought would be really cute, this is the other side, be my Valentine. Now, if you wanted to dress it up, you could. I got several ribbons. But I want to show you, if you use a chalkboard surface, let me make sure I don't want to turn it over in my heart smear. Carrie, I'm going to show you how easy it is to correct mistakes or just make a sign for your kitchen. And after the holidays, you just wipe it off and make another one.
Carrie Marie says, okay, I'll check it out once I get to working next month.
Okay, so this is the side we did first. Say Valentine's is over, and let me cover up my chalk paste. You're done with Valentine's. Now, I have not sealed it. If you want to make it permanent, and everything on my Etsy shop that I've put up there for home decor is permanent. I have sprayed it with a sealer, which I use the 2X Rust-Oleum. You want to make sure it's non-yellowing and that it's the clear. But this is just a wet rag. Put my glasses on. So when you're done with it, or if I mess this up, like if I want to redo the Be Mine, that's all you do. It just wipes right off. See, that was too far apart. Now I could take it, let this dry, and then go back and put Be Mine on there again.
Tia Marie says, sounds a whole lot cheaper than buying everything with a Cricut.
Yeah, I've never had a Cricut, so I don't know. To me, it just seemed, the weeding is what I wouldn't want to do. And like I said, these stencils you can use multiple times, and I've got some of my favorites I have used a good bit. Okay, I'm going to just leave the Valentine on there because I probably will go back and put Be Mine on there. But if you wanted to dress it up, let me see. I've got several ribbons here. This one's really Valentine looking, but you could make just a cute bow with, you could do just a regular bow, just one of the real simple ones. Let me see how big you'd want it maybe. I mean, you could put a bow up there if you wanted to. You could put some buttons. You could get a little heart and put there. or you could even do something down here. You could put a cute bow here on the bottom. I'm not sure how I'm gonna, see, that would be cute. Just to put, you could do a different bow on each side, or
Karen says, I love that you can two-side things for multiple.
yes, that's what I love too. And I probably will, I will go back and redo that Be Mine and put the words closer together, and probably put hearts on the other side also. But anyway, but now see, this could be left out year round. I actually had taken these quads, and I think I have a whole set on my Etsy store where you get all 4 of them. They're like shelf sitters. But I wanted to show you on the chalkboard surface. Anyway, okay, that's it for tonight. I hope, if you have any questions about Magnolia Designs, just put them in the comments and I will get back to you. I think it's time to call out some names, Ed. Remember, if you're watching the replay, you still have a chance to get your name put in the blessing. We have one more live, and then we're going to be drawing. There's a pen. Okay, so give me 3 names that you came across tonight.
Karen Board Hunter.
Okay.
Carrie Marie.
Okay.
And Brenda Brackett.
Okay. I think those were the exact 3 from last week, so I really appreciate y'all being on here and talking to me a little bit. It's weird to sit here and kind of feel like I'm talking to myself. Okay, and I'm going to pick a name this week for a replay, and then put the names down of everybody who shares the video. When you share the video, your name goes in twice. Everybody that shares. Replay, I just pick one name of the people that have gone back and said that. So, that's all for tonight and our Monday Magnolia, or Magnolia Monday, however you want to put it. But Thursday night, I don't know how many several of you, I know Brenda Bracken is familiar with Unique in the Creek boards. I'm actually going to take one that's called a rail and show you how to make a pretty wreath. And we're going to use one of their vinyl stickers. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's Baby It's Cold Outside, I think is the one I'm going to do. So like a winter wreath. So we're going to do that on Thursday night. So I will see y'all at 6 o'clock Thursday. I hope y'all have a great week. Ed and I will be quarantining ourselves this week. Our daughter today tested positive for COVID, but she's doing fine. She says she doesn't feel any worse than her normal allergies, other than she's running a low-grade fever. So, and thank goodness, she's on vacation right now until school starts back next week. So, y'all just say a little prayer for her that she doesn't get any worse, and she has to take her kids tomorrow to have them tested. So, anyway, Ed and I are not going to be leaving the house for a few days. We're going to quarantine ourselves. So, I appreciate y'all being on tonight, and I will see you Thursday at 6. Thanks. Bye-bye.